Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, I have another background right now because I just felt like sitting in the couch. But it's still gonna be a book themed video. Sometimes I talk about movies, but today, still gonna be books. As as you can see from the title, today it's gonna be all about titles. I feel like titles, at least for me, they're so important. And I mean, there's lots of reasons to pick up a book. You can pick up a book because it's an author you like, pick up a book because of the plot, pick up a book because maybe someone's told you that it's an amazing book. And sometimes, honestly, the title is kind of what makes you think, this is something I have to read. Um, at first I thought maybe I'll sit over there and just take from my bookshelves, and I thought, you know what? I have some books right here for that I used in an Instagram post. So yeah, I'm gonna use them. And simply what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a book. Well, I would say a random, not completely random. I'm gonna take books from these piles and kind of analyze, not analyze. Take books from the piles and talk about the titles really. Like, yeah, what do the titles really convey in a way? And I mean, yeah. Uh, done a video like this before, probably, but I think it's been a hot minute, so I felt like it was a fun video to do. First, we have. I'm just gonna go for the big from the top of the pile. Once Upon a Crime, which I kind of like titles that have like several words, not just one word. Though I also like those. But also, Once Upon a Crime, it gives you an idea of like fairy tales. It gives you an idea that this has to do with crime because I mean crime's in the title. Though of course sometimes like how to catch a hummingbird is not about catching hummingbirds, it's about other stuff. So sometimes titles are metaphorical. This is a middle grade in the book though. I suppose in a way maybe this video would be funner if I did about books I didn't own or didn't own, hadn't read. I mean this is a book that I love. I have read it because if you talk about a book you haven't read, then you can kind of guess more about it and whatnot. But still, it's still a fun way to, I'm gonna do another one of these with books I haven't read. But I'm just gonna do it in another video because, yeah, let's dive it up. Really? Yeah, let's go dive it up. This book though, I like how Once Upon a Crime, it's very much to the point. Once Upon a Crime, it gives you an idea like what book is about. It's about crimes. And so this book, I'm just gonna yeah, this book is a collection of the short stories that are told in the series. So it's both a collection of short stories, and there's also some fun facts about historical crime authors like Agatha Christie, Arthur Conan Doyle. So it's a collection of lots of stuff. It's a collection. It has quizzes. So yeah, it has. I would say Once Upon a Crime is a pretty good title, really, because it's about crime. It's about what happened once upon a time, like crime from the past, and yeah, I would say this is a good title. I suppose good title. I mean, I've read it, so I know it's a good title. If I didn't know about it, maybe I suppose I'm just arguing with myself. I'm just first saying it's good, and then I'm saying it's not good, or yeah, yeah, I would say it's good. Then we have Don't Hate a Player by Alexis Reed. Sorry, Ned, Ned. Uh, as it was also titles are also like very much connected to the covers. Like the covers often tells you stuff that maybe the titles wouldn't. As for the title, "Don't Hate a Player," it could be about sport. It could be about someone being competitive. But then you see the cover and you kind of get, okay, yeah, it's about gamers. Which I mean, nowadays you kind of think about gamers as sports. Also, you have esports. It's kind of sports. I mean, it's not the same league, but it's still kind of yeah, it's still sports. I would say. And yeah, don't hate the player. It's I would say also it's a good title that kind of conveys because this story is about friends or lovers. It's about people bantering and then becoming friends and then lovers. It's about being black in the gaming community. It's about being female in the gaming community, and like, don't hate me because I'm a player, but yeah, don't hate a player. It conveys so much in this title, and honestly, yeah, I think it fits, and it's a very good title. So far, I'm just like, these are so good titles. Maybe I should have picked some bad titles. I think some of these I'm gonna pick up soon are not that good, I would say. I mean, feels weird to like say this book, it's a good book, but it's a bad title. But yeah. Also, yeah, I redid my nails. Yeah. Now we're gonna do go over emotional. So again, again, yeah, actually the first one word title. But I quite actually like one word titles because you could, I mean, it could be so much. And like, I would say also a one word title, if you don't see the cover, you can just kind of think about so many stuff because one word could entail so much. Seeing the cover, yeah, you get that it's a cast of characters and some magic thingy do. But I suppose other than that, if you don't read at least the blurb here, you can't really know that much. But yeah, over emotional. I feel like also often you think over emotional is so I have to close my eyes. Close my eyes and then what you do. I suppose I could do that. Just talking to you without looking at you. That would be eccentric, but it could be done. I am doing it. No, but yeah. So over emotional I feel like is often associated with girls and teens and women. So it's kind of fun that in this aspect, in this example, in this instance, it's the word. It's in this instance, it's a guy who's over emotional, and I like that. I suppose you wouldn't really know that from that title, over emotional. You could, I suppose, over emotional could be about someone being very much in the feelings. Maybe they don't act how they should. I mean, over emotional. How would you interpret it? Could be interpreted so many ways, and I like it. I suppose you could say one more title could also like be could give you something but not give you that much. And yeah, I mean I do understand that, but I like them. Then we have Mystery of Mayhem, the Crime Club, Mystery of Mayhem. Sorry, Mystery and Mayhem. So you kind of get from the get go that it's all about mysteries. It's about danger. I mean mayhem, danger, kind of the same dealio. And I suppose also if you don't include the subtitle, yeah, you have less, but you would still have kind of the same dealio. 12 delicious, intriguing mysteries kind of also, I suppose, kind of refers at, yeah, you kind of, I suppose, Mystery and Mayhem could, I would say, it could be a story of like one story, but then you have the untitled, you see, like, okay, so it's more than one story. And yeah, this, I mean, sometimes titles are just kind of, yeah, Mystery and Mayhem, that's what this is. It's both historical and contemporary and whatnot, so I would say Mystery and Mayhem is a fitting good title. I suppose you could have maybe more different titles, like referring to a mystery book collection. But then again, this collection is there's so much different stuff in it, so I would say, yeah, you couldn't really do like you can't say locked room because there's not all locked rooms. You could say kinds of murders because they're not all murders. So yeah, Mystery and Mayhem, yeah, it kind of I suppose it's one of the better ones, but it's not a bad one. It kind of tells you what you get. So yeah, you can't interpret too much into it. Well, I suppose you could, but yeah. Then we have Act Your Age E Brown, which it's yeah another one of those sentence titles, and also you have a name in there. So you have Eve Brown. I suppose you might think that Eve Brown is well, kind of since like from get go, it's a first and last name, last name. I suppose Brown could be just like a nickname, though I would say, why would you be nicknamed Eve Brown when Brown is like a common last name? Anyway. So yeah, to H. E. Brown. I suppose when you look, if you don't know the context of this book, actually H. E. Brown could be about a 9-year-old who's being very mature. It could be about a 100-year-old who's pretending to be 60. I mean, it could be so much. Uh, but then when you have the context, I mean, with me, I've read the first two books. I kind of like knew the context of who Eve was. But yeah, just if you have it out of context, actually H. E. Brown could actually be a story about so many stuff. And yeah, I kind of like how it could be so much really. It's not like if it's about like the time I was forced to be a murderer or something like that, that kind of gives you what's happening. Actually, H. E. Brown could be a lot, and I like it. Then we have Dear Reader, which kind of gets to the point. This is an essay collection, and it's about reading, so it's kind of in the title. Doesn't really give much interpretation, but sometimes it's nice to know exactly what you're getting when you're picking up a book. You don't have to think, huh, what does this mean? You're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be about reading, probably. And it is. Hmm. Then we have History Without the Boring Bits. Again, one of those titles that kind of get to the point, kind of, you know very much know what you're gonna get. This is a non-fiction history book without the boring bits. Though I have read this, it was a point boring, a point boring. Though again, like a book can't be entertaining all the time for everyone. Like there's gonna be some bits that you don't enjoy. It was like this is a book of like no, sorry. There's like small tidbits. So I suppose not all tidbits, fun facts, would be fun for everyone. That's impossible. But I still kind of like this title, history, without the boring bits. I mean, often people think history that's just boring. Honestly, no. So much history, it's bonkers and weird. So yeah, so much is definitely not boring. Then we have, let's go there, A Brush with Love. This is actually a book I haven't read, so I suppose, yeah, there's some unread books here in this video. Um, and I would say A Brush with Love, I would say, yeah, it kind of gives me the feeling of mm, artist falling in love, or it could maybe be like a summer fling, like someone just meets and then they, um, they don't meet, they meet and quickly, then they quickly don't get together anymore. Could be one of those. But yeah, A Brush with Love. I like the title, but honestly, it's not one of the better ones. I would say it's kind of yeah, A Brush with Love. It's maybe too cliche. I think it's kind of like a Hallmark movie. I would say. Um, yeah. I mean, the reason I want to read this book is because I liked Maisie Eddings, but I would say she has better titles than this one. I would say definitely. Hmm. And then we have Spy School, which is a two-word title, so not a whole sentence, but not one book, not one word. Kind of also in the title, like what it is. I mean, this is a middle grade book, so maybe the idea was to like grab the reader from the title. Like middle graders, you have to be more creative to get their attention. So having like the points being right in the title is not stupid, really. They'll say, I mean, you could have like a spy school name or whatnot, or a danger school or whatnot. I have not read this book, as I said, yet, so I can't really know really how prudent it is. I know it's a series about a spy school, but why? I mean, most schools has names, so why it's just spy school and why it's not like London School of Spies or whatnot? But I don't know. Uh, yeah. I suppose also like when you haven't read the book, you can't really talk that much about it because you can just say that you think it will work, but you can't really say it works with this and this character and with this and this aspect because you don't really know how it applies to the story really. And then we have Ne'er Duke Well, and yeah, I mean, I kind of like this. I kind of like how a lot of historical romances, at least that I've kind of come across, are kind of going more into like playing at modern movies. Like you have How to Catch a Duke, How to Lose a Duke in 10 days, How to Get a Duke in 10 days, 10 things I hate about a Duke. I mean, yeah, have very much in title, like they're based upon those fun movies and titles reference at least. And yeah, I mean, Ne'er Duke Well, it's probably about a Duke who doesn't do things well or doesn't want to do things well, doesn't do things by the book. Yeah, again, haven't tried it, but wanting to. Mm. Then we have Shanghai Immortal, two-word title. And Shanghai Immortals, I can kind of close my eyes and think, okay, Shanghai Immortal, it's probably, I'm thinking about probably some gods, maybe some, or maybe it could be people who are immortals taking place in Shanghai or a place, I mean, sometimes at least in Shanghai. I feel like often when a place name is in title, you should have it be in that place, or at least be part, like lots of it set there. Pretty sure this one is set there though. And yeah, I've heard good things about this book. Have not picked it up yet myself. But yeah, Shanghai Immortal kind of gives me good vibes, interesting vibes. I'm liking it. Doesn't tell you too much, but tells you some things. Then let's go here. Ask a Historian. So this is again another non-fiction book. I feel like often non-fiction books are kind of more like to the point. They like it's like World War history in Sweden, or like it's kind of often tells you quite like what it is in the title. I feel like fiction books often hint a bit more, but yeah, Ask a Historian is kind of what it says in the title. Really, I've read this book, and it's 50 questions that were asked to Gregor Jenner, a historian. So yeah, this book tells you what it is, but it's also yeah, it's a great book. Kind of, I would say you could also say myth busting because kind of it busts some myths that you might have had about history, that it's boring or that this happened, that not this happened, and yeah, I love this book. And then we have The Key by Marion Kay, by Marion Gully, sorry. So yeah, The Key. I kind of like how some titles are. I mean, I suppose you could say two-word title, two-word because I mean there's also a word with like I suppose main word is key, and I kind of like how key. I mean, key could be so much. I mean, you open up a door. It's a key to the past, key to the future, key to solving riddles. I mean, a key is a specific key, but it could also like be metaphorical to key. And yeah, I like how this just invites so many ideas and thoughts and interpretations, and I like it. Also, this is an amazing book. I love these covers. And then we have the Memory Thieves, which is again another one of those kind of titles that are kind of to the point, even though this is a fictional book, not non-fiction. The last one say like the Memory Thieves. If you just close your eyes and just think, the Memory Thieves could be so much. It could be about someone just torturing you, taking all your memories. It could be about someone throwing you over the head and then you get amnesia. It could so much could be. I've read this book and yeah, the title does quite work with the story. And yeah, I think Memory Thieves, I feel like that's kind of in the middle of the road. It's good. Is it very good? I feel like could be better, really. Um, sorry. Yeah. we're gonna be kind of mean, and do a Norwegian book, Anton og andre uhell, which would translate to Anton and other accidents. So yeah, this honestly, I just love this book so much. Okay, it's a middle grade book. It might scare some. I feel like it might scare some Americans. It might probably get banned in America because this book, at the very start of it, he talks to his dad, and his dad kind of out of nowhere tells Anton that he was an accident, that he wasn't planned from his parents' point of view. He was an accident kid. So then kind of also I feeling like, oh, I was an accident. Was I an accident? Oh, okay, weird. And so then it kind of tries to like figure out what's the meaning of life. Or I should make my dad proud because I was an accident. He didn't plan me, and yeah. But it's just kind of weird to like hear about how his dad said like, yeah, you were a condom that's broke. Like I think that's kind of more or less what it said. So that's yeah quite funny to have in a middle grade book. It doesn't really go deep into like sexual stuff. It just mentioned that at the beginning, so it's kind of there in the background. But yeah, I really like how the illustration Anton og andre uhell, like Anton AA. I like that, and yeah, I mean Anton and other accents just gives you so many ideas and thoughts and interpretations, and yeah, I love it. I love when you can interpret it and just go and think really about a round title so much. I really like that. Then we have yeah, another Norwegian one. We have Benny går berserk. So Benny goes berserk. I mean, you get a lot here from from the cover, but I would say if you just had the title Benny goes berserk, it could just be so much stuff. It could be about a guy who robs stuff, about a murderer. It could be about someone who's just mad about the world. It could be so much. You don't really know from that title that it's about a 12-year-old who's just mad about this family, and he kind of wants to be, always tries to help stop them doing something, and he is quite again words. He's quite again words. I'm just Norwegian word, and then English word is just going away. He's being a naughty boy, naughty boy. Anyway, and yeah, this title is just so good. I like it so much. But also, yeah, it's just so Benny God Berserk. 3 words, but just boom, 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 boom. Not 3 long words, but like quite short words, and then a long word, long, short, long, and yeah, I just love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go do a few more, and then I'm gonna stop. Could go with all of them, but I'm gonna do a few more. Then we do Starry Nights, which is the title of our art painting. But yeah, it's also a title of this book. Starry Nights, I feel like if you close your eyes and just think, give me a moment, Starry Nights, then I mean, that kind of could be so much. It could just be about people looking at the stars because Starry Nights. It could make people think about the art painting because of its famous. It's a famous painting. It could be about someone working at nights. I mean, there's so much stuff it could be, and I mean, it works. I read this book. It works very much with the story, and yeah, I love this book and title, honestly. Then we have Bloody Brilliant People, which I have not read. But this, yeah, it's all about people being smart, and but also people being smart that people history forgot. And I love an underdog. I love learning about people that somehow were forgotten. So yeah, excited to get this. And Bloody Brilliant People is just a boom, boom, boom. I like it. I like it. Friend project, which yeah, it's not a lot of words, but it's I suppose a short sentence. You might think the boyfriend project. Is it about getting a boyfriend? So is it about being a better boyfriend? Could be so much stuff. And yeah, I just love this book so much. And you know what? It's been 25 minutes. I'm gonna stop there. And you guys, could you tell me a title that you very much enjoy? Do you like short titles, longer titles? Is titles not that important for you when you pick a book? Titles. Do you have thoughts? Title thoughts? Yeah, call this video. Yeah. And you also have a nice weekend. See you soon. Bye.